Welcome, learner, to a deep dive.
From the All Sorts podcast.
Yes, the All Sorts podcast.
Where we,
peel back the layers of, well, everything.
the everyday.
Exactly. And today,
We're going deep.
into a world.
Many of us thought we knew.
A world of childhood.
A world of simple joy.
A world of Teletubbies.
The Teletubbies.
What?
Not the Teletubbies you remember.
No.
We're diving
Really?
into
The strange side.
the bizarre side.
The conspiracy theories.
All the weird stuff.
You shared some
Amazing articles with us.
articles about strange
The
facts.
dark secrets.
And, of course,
The wildest theories.
about this children's show.
So our mission
With this deep dive,
is to explore it all.
to see what's truly bizarre.
And what's just plain odd
And why a show like this
has captured our
in
imaginations.
such strange ways.
And speaking of strange,
Let's start with something.
that might surprise you.
The Teletubbies.
Weren't exactly.
The size you think.
Not even close.
No.
Their scale,
Is actually shocking.
just how big they were.
Like Paul,
The smallest one.
the cute one.
She was 6.
Feet 7 inches.
Cole,
6'7".
Dipsy, and La.
They were about
7 feet tall.
each
And Tinky Winky.
Tinky Winky
He was the tallest.
at a whopping.
7 feet 11 inches.
So, learner, picture this.
These seemingly small characters
On your TV screen.
were actually giants.
It completely changes
How you see them.
how you see the show and that size.
It wasn't just for fun.
There was a practical reason
They had to be big.
to fit the actors.
Inside the costumes.
Speaking of which,
Being inside those costumes.
not
Not a pleasant experience.
at all.
Imagine
Being inside.
a giant suit.
Made of
Thick fabric.
and padding,
Under hot lights.
running,
Jumping.
dancing,
It had to be.
uncomfortable.
John Simmet
The original Dipsy
described it.
as incredibly sweaty.
He said he had to wear
Special underwear
like long johns.
just to soak up the sweat.
And even after filming,
He said people would avoid them
because they smelled so bad.
from all the sweat.
It really gives
Get
you
the perspective.
on those happy Teletubbies.
Now, aside from the actors,
There's another interesting element.
on the set of Teletubby Land, rabbits.
Lots of rabbits.
But not just any rabbits,
They were Flemish giant rabbits.
known for their large size.
John Simmet actually theorized
That the rabbits,
were there to make,
the Teletubbies, look smaller.
by comparison,
A clever trick of perspective.
if true,
But the real story
of the rabbits.
is even more, interesting.
Apparently.
The rabbits weren't spayed or neutered.
So.
Nature took its course.
And they often
They attacked it,
on camera
leading to filming interruptions.
and reshoots
Just imagine
trying to film
a children's show
with rabbits.
doing their thing. In the background,
It's a reminder,
that reality can be.
stranger than fiction.
Which brings us to
The conspiracy theories
that have sprung up.
around the show
One of the most popular,
involves the sun baby
that smiling baby face.
in the sun.
Well, some people claim
That if you look closely,
you can see
a demonic face
flash across the baby's face
right before it explodes.
at the start of the show.
It's one of those things.
That once you hear it,
You can't unsee it.
it might just be
Our brains,
seeing patterns,
where there are none,
but it's still creepy.
to think about.
Now,
Another theory suggests
that the Teletubbies
we're actually...
biogenetically engineered slaves
This one is definitely...
out there.
But let's hear the evidence.
Well, first,
There's no explanation,
for where they came from.
but they were created.
Second,
There's that voice
that disembodied voice.
that tells them what to do,
When to eat,
when to sleep.
when to play.
Then there's the Nunu,
The vacuum cleaner
seen as an enforcer.
keeping them in line.
And then there's the pinwheel.
When it spins
They all stop,
and seemingly worship it
and then it chooses one.
to watch the tummy TV.
So it's like
A system of control
a reward system
with the tummy TV.
as the prize.
A Big Brother scenario.
Very unsettling.
Another creepy element
For some viewers
was the microphones
that pop out of the ground.
chanting, "Time for Teletubbies,"
Some parents felt
that this was
brainwashing
subliminal messaging.
to influence their children.
It's a strange thought.
But it shows
How even simple things.
can be seen as sinister.
Now let's talk
The
about
possible connection.
between the Teletubbies,
And another cultural phenomenon,
Harry Potter,
both emerged.
in 1997.
And this has led to a theory.
About the Teletubbies antenna,
Specifically,
Tinky Winky's triangle,
Dipsy's straight line,
and Poe's circle.
some say.
They represent
The Deathly Hallows,
from Harry Potter.
and Lala's lightning bolt.
It looks a lot like...
Carrie's scar.
It's probably just a coincidence.
But it's fun to think about.
Speaking of coincidences,
One episode of Teletubbies,
was actually banned.
for being too scary,
The seesaw episode.
featured a lion
And a bear.
chasing each other,
But the music...
and the cinematography
that is so creepy.
that it frightened children
It was
in
banned.
several countries
And eventually revised.
with a new soundtrack.
And less jarring visuals. It just goes to show...
How easily children.
can be frightened, even by seemingly innocent things.
And speaking of controversial,
Let's talk about
Pinky Winky's bag
that red bag.
caused quite a stir.
Back in 1999,
Jerry Falwell
a U.S. evangelist,
claimed that
Tinky Winky,
was a gay role model.
because of his purple color
His triangular antenna.
and his bag,
The BBC responded
by saying
that Tinky Winky
was just a sweet baby with a magic bag.
and Ken Vizelman
From Itsy Bitsy Entertainment,
said,
that Tinky Winky wasn't gay or straight.
it's just a character.
But the controversy didn't end there.
In 2007,
The Polish Ombudsman for Children,
considered investigating
whether Tinky Winky,
as a negative influence.
but after consulting a sexologist,
They dropped the investigation.
it's amazing
How much attention
this one character
received.
and how differently
People interpreted him.
the gay community.
Actually embraced Tinky Winky
He even appeared
in pride parades
and on menus.
at LGBTQ plus themed restaurants.
Now, behind the scenes,
There was some drama.
with the original Tinky Winky actor,
Dave Thompson,
he was asked to leave
after the first series
because his interpretation
of the role,
was deemed unacceptable.
I was thought
That he was
too effeminate,
ironic.
considering the later controversy.
Thompson said,
He was proud of his work
and that he pushed boundaries.
with the character.
No, the original Teletubby land.
Met a rather sad end
It was filmed
on a farm.
in Warwickshire.
But after the show's success,
Landowner
Rosemary Harding
was overwhelmed.
with trespassers
People kept coming.
to see Teletubby Land.
So in 2013,
She flooded the site,
and turned it into a pond.
a rather drastic solution.
But it showed
The impact,
the show had.
sadly.
There's also a tragic element.
To the Teletubby story,
Simon Shelton
the second Tinky Winky actor
passed away in 2018.
from hypothermia.
And alcohol intoxication.
He was only 52.
It's a reminder
That behind the costume,
we're real people
with their own lives,
and struggles.
Shelton once said,
That being a Teletubby,
was like being in the Beatles.
the level of fame.
Was that intense.
Now let's talk about
Tubby custard.
that delicious looking treat.
It was actually
Mashed potato.
dyed with acrylic paint.
Not for consumption.
Just for show.
Another fun fact.
The Metropolitan Police
In London,
once asked applicants
to name all 4 Teletubbies as part of their entrance exam.
to test their general knowledge.
Imagine that.
Your future in law enforcement,
Depending on
your
it,
Teletubbies
it
knowledge,
just shows impact.
was undeniable.
And the creator
Ann Wood and Andrew Davenport,
sold their company
Ragdoll Productions,
in 2013,
for over 15 million pounds
proving the enduring appeal.
of those colorful characters.
And the Teletubbies story
Doesn't end there.
in 2015,
A spin-off series
Italy Tubbies,
was released,
featuring baby Teletubbies.
all voiced by,
Teresa Gallagher,
so the legacy continues.
learner,
As you've heard,
even the seemingly innocent
World of Teletubbies,
has a dark side,
a strange
deep
side,
side full of,
unexpected twists.
and bizarre theories.
It makes you wonder,
What other seemingly simple things
in our world,
have hidden depths,
hidden stories,
hidden meanings?
what other things
Do we take at face value?
that might be
More complex.
than we realize
And if you enjoyed this deep dive,
into the world of Teletubbies,
be sure to check out
the All Sorts podcast.
on YouTube
We have a whole universe
of deep dives.
waiting for you.
Like
Share
and subscribe
so you never miss.
into the unknown
And follow us,
on X
Instagram,
and Threads.
for more.
Behind the scenes content
Your quest for knowledge.
starts with the All Sorts podcast.
Until next time, learner,
Keep exploring
keep wondering
and keep questioning.
everything.
Oh.